Hello children, welcome to science class once again. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 5, separation of substances. In this chapter, you will know about the mixture, types of mixture, need of separation of substances from the mixture and different methods of separation. Materials in our daily life that we use are not in pure form, but they are made by mixing two or more substances. That means they are mixture. So, what is a mixture? Mixture is a combination of two or more substances. Example, sugar added in water makes a mixture. Different food items mixed together are mixture. Pebbles mixed in water is a mixture. Other examples of mixture we can see in this picture here. Food grains and stones. Mixture. Air is a mixture of gases. We all drink soft drink. But do you know what is the sound that fizzes out? Well, it is the sound of carbon dioxide. It means the cool drink that we drink is also a mixture which is made up of water, carbon dioxide, and sugar. So this is also mixture. Mixtures are of two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. What is homogeneous mixture? The word homo means same, a mixture which has uniform composition through its mass. It means you can't see the particles of homogeneous mixture. Throughout, the particles are equally distributed or they are mixed. The taste remains the same throughout the mixture and you can't differentiate where the molecules or substance of the sugar and water lies. The mixture of salt and water, the taste and color remain the same throughout its mass. So, it is a homogeneous mixture. In the same way, we all know that air is a mixture of different gases. Gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. But they are in fixed ratio or proportion. But can you identify these gases in the air? Which one is oxygen or nitrogen or carbon dioxide? No, we cannot. In alcohol, the substances are not at all seen and they remain the same and throughout its mass. So, can we say that the mixture of homogeneous has only one phase after mixing components? Other examples of homogeneous mixture that we use in our daily life are corn oil, vinegar, sugar solution, coffee, alloys. Alloy is a mixture of different metals. Different metals are mixed together in fixed ratio. Seawater. We all know that we get salt from the sea. It means in sea, salts are mixed homogeneously. The second type of mixture is heterogeneous mixture. Now, what is heterogeneous mixture? A heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that does not have uniform composition. It means in this mixture, the substances are clearly seen through our naked eyes. We can spot out each and every component of the mixture. So we can say that in a heterogeneous mixture, mixture has non-uniform composition throughout its mass. We can see the particles of heterogeneous mixture in the examples like salad, oil and water, stones and water. We can see different vegetables. We can see oil in the water and we can see stones in the water clearly. In nature, beach sand, air with clouds. These are visible. So, now we can differentiate between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture as homogeneous have uniform composition whereas heterogeneous have non-uniform composition. And also we can see the boundary of separation in heterogeneous but in homogeneous we cannot see the boundary of separation at all. In daily life, we see so many examples of mixtures where we need to separate the substances. Can you list some of these? Great. We separate tea leaves from the tea. Tea leaves are thrown away. We separate grain from the stalks. Stalks are used as animal fodder. We use makhan, lassi, butter by churning of curd. By this method, we use all the three substances. But in separation of cotton, we separate cotton fiber from the cotton seeds, as you have already studied in chapter number 3, fiber to fabric. This method is ginning. The question arises here, why we do need to separate substances? Because to separate harmful substance from a mixture, we separate stones, dirt, insects from the grains before cooking it. In the same way, if we want all the substances from curd, we need to separate it. We remove non-useful substance from the tea and we use tea and throw away the tea leaves. So we can summarize here that we need to separate the substances from the mixture as to remove impurities or harmful components, to separate two different but useful components, to remove non-useful components. Now let's know what are the different methods of separation. Before we know this, we should know what are the two ways. Well, the two ways of separation are dry condition and wet condition. In dry condition, the substances in mixture are dry. It means no water or any other liquid is added. But in wet condition, the mixtures are not dry. It means water or any other liquid is added in them. So let us discuss here what are different methods of separation. The different methods of separation are hand picking, sieving, winnowing, threshing, sedimentation and decantation, filtration and evaporation. These are some of the methods, but in this section of video we will discuss only the dry condition or the methods to separate dry substances in the mixture. Let's think of when your mother gives you vegetables to eat, what you do? Simply choose the vegetables which you don't like and you pick it up that and keep it aside. Ever notice your mother while cooking? What she do before cooking the rice? Well, she separates the impurities like dirt, stones, husk, insects by using her hand. What you do if you want to pluck something from the tree? Simply you use your hand to pluck it. And if you want to separate some type of fruit from the mixture, what you do? You choose by using your hand and separate it. So what you are doing? You are using which method? Well, this is hand picking method. So what is hand picking? It is a separation method used to remove the unwanted or harmful substances from a mixture by using your hand. Pulses rice have impurities such as stones, dirt, insects, other grains. All these impurities are separated by this hand picking method. The advantages and disadvantages of this method. Well, advantages, it is used to remove bigger particles of dust from smaller grains. And disadvantages, cannot be used when the dust and particles are very tiny. Also, it is very time consuming process. For example, if you want to separate 30 kg of mixture, what you will do? You will continue to separate for long and long hours. So, it will take much time to separate and it is not easy, it is not efficient. So, this method cannot be used for separating large heap. We can say that hand picking can be used when the size of impure substance is large and the quantity of impure substance is less. If the substances are very small and the quantity is very large, we cannot use this hand picking method. What will happen if you want to remove mixture of salt and sugar? Is it possible by hand picking method? No. As we know, both the substances are very smaller in size, so we use another method, and that is sieving. In sieving, we use a sieve which has small even pores. Through these pores, smaller particles of the substance can pass easily, whereas bigger particles remain on the top. We see different types of sieve. Sieving is a technique in which we separate particles of different size. Sieving is used when components of a mixture have different sizes. Sieving method is used to separate wheat flour from the bran or husk. Soil is separated from the stones by using sieve. At construction site, also we can see a large sieve where cement is separated from the pebbles by using a large sieve. Now let's see how do we get food grains from its plant. We all know that food grain is covered by the husk and it is attached to the stalk. So, can we use hand picking method to separate each grain? No, it will not be possible to separate it by using hand picking. So, what method can we use? Well, this method is used by the farmers and it is winnowing, where wind is used to separate the substances. Winnowing is a method of separation used to separate heavier and lighter components of a mixture by wind or by blowing air. To separate husk from grain, this method is used. Is a outer covering, or which is also known as sheaf, in which food grain is protected or it is covered. Grains we eat and husk we use for animals as fodder. Grains are heavier, but husks are lighter in weight. So, how to use this method? In this picture, you can see that by winnowing, heavier and lighter substances are separated. We can see that suppose wind is blowing in the direction of red mark. So, husk being lighter is blown away, but whereas grain being heavier remains there and drop down. So in this way, a heap of grain and a heap of husk is separated. How we will separate grains from the stalks? We'll not use the winnowing method, but we have to use another method, and that is threshing. Threshing is a method in which the bullocks or machines are used to separate stalks from the grains. Threshing is a technique to separate stalks and grains either by machine or manually. Manually, it is done by beating stalks on the hard surface where grains are separated. But if the quantity is large, animals are allowed to walk on that, and sometimes nowadays threshing is also done by using machines. Apart from these methods of separation, if we want to separate iron from the sawdust, can we apply all these techniques that we have discussed? No. The simplest way to separate iron from the sawdust, we will use simple method, the magnetic separation, in which iron being magnetic, it will be attracted by the magnet and separated easily from the dust. Children, these were some of the methods of separation in dry condition when the mixtures are dry. The rest methods of separation we will discuss in the second part of the video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.